All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Paul Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Qadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. The brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And as always, we come out week in, week out, right, to prophesy the downfall of America, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, all right, which is known as America, all right, and to prophesy the downfall of the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? And salvation is preached on to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of, okay? And it's now high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than we believe, okay? And going into the topic, all right, we have to seek the kingdom first, okay? And to you like-minded brothers, all right, non-affiliates, all right, of GMS, all right, keep pushing, all right, through the spirit. But let's grab this first, all right, going into the kingdom, all right. We have to seek the kingdom first with no explanations, all right. Understanding what is the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, through the spirit at all times, all right. Let me grab this first. This is Matthew 6, and I ain't gonna be out here too long because it's getting nasty. I didn't expect it to start snowing, but I'm supposed to be coming out here at least for the next 7 days through the spirit. So I ain't want to stop. I ain't want to not come out here, and I was supposed to get out here earlier, but I had to handle a few things. All right, before the Sabbath. So and Shabbat Shalom. All right. So going into Matthew 6:33, right? It says, "But seek ye the kingdom, seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." Okay. Matter of fact, let's grab this a little up. All right. It's like my phone acting up right now. It's this damn snow, and I got my gloves on because it's cold as hell. All right. All right, Salakia. So going back into the Matthew 6, and let's take it from 31, right? It says, "Take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or with wherewithal shall we be clothed?" Yeah, because there's going to be a time, all right, where we're going to put in a predicament, okay? And when we get put into that predicament, all right, we might get put into a predicament where we might not have no food, you know. You might have nothing to drink, all right, because there's a great famine of the word coming, all right, but you also have a famine of bread and water coming, all right. All these things are going to be taken away from us to be put in a certain predicament to because Esau is going to try to make us bow down, all right, to those to worship him, especially when he comes and pushes this MOTB, which is that RFID. Okay, he's going to put us in a predicament for us to basically, break and worship him and go to him for the want of all things. All right. So we're not going to want anything from Esau, right? Because the Lord is our shepherd. All right. The Lord said, "I am your shepherd, you shall not want." So we're not going to want any of these things, all right, through the spirit. Okay? Hold on real quick. Let me break this ice up a little bit. But I'm gonna bust my ass over here. Right? Get my feet planted. Right? So it says, for after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. Okay? So yeah, see the heavenly Father knows the things that we need the most. This is why we don't need, all right, anything from this society at all, from anybody. Okay? Because this is all about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai at the end of the day. Okay? Shalom Malak Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. It's all about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai at the end of the day, man. Okay? We're not to put our confidence in anybody other than the Lord. You see? So we don't need to seek after these things, all right? Because the Lord knows exactly what we need, all right, when we need it, okay? And what the Lord ultimately likes you to do is he likes you to beg. He wants you to make all supplication unto him, okay? Constantly nag him, all right, for the things that you need through the Spirit, all right? Because that's a pleasurable thing to the Lord, okay? So the Lord likes to hear his men make supplication and beg unto him, okay? See, these people of the world, man, they beg for the things of the world. They beg for the things of the flesh, right? But see, the Lord wants us to beg for the things of the Spirit, you see? Because the Spirit is what's going to lead us to salvation, okay? So it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. See, and this is why King Solomon was one of the greatest, man, because he seeked out the kingdom, the wisdom, the knowledge that the Lord had to offer first, all right? And all the other things after that were given onto him, you see? Everything falls right behind it through the Spirit, all right? When you ask, when you constantly search for the Lord, all right, and you seek the Lord, while he's always while he's always found, because there's going to be a time where the Lord's not going to be able to be found no more, okay? And how do you seek for the Lord? All right, attending to the prophets, all right, attending to these scriptures through prayer, through fasting. See, these things draw us closer to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and if you're not doing none of these things, well, there's no connection between you and your power. You see, and in these last days, you need all the connection you can get with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, because that's gonna be the only thing that's gonna be able to save us out here, man. Okay, that's gonna be your salvation. That's gonna be your stability in these last days, right? So it says, "Seek ye the kingdom first." I mean, Salakia. Fucking shit keeps freezing. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. All right. And yeah, see, look, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. And how does he hide himself, man? With these scriptures. And we're entering into a time of evil. See, this is why there's no explanation, all right, for you to seek the kingdom first. Because you got a lot of people that just constantly give all types of excuses of why they can't seek the Lord, man. Why they can't do the work of the Lord. All right. You have to persevere through all these things of the world. All right. Even at your hardest moments when you're down and out. All right. You have to push as much as you can to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Remembering that Yahweh Shai is there praying with you. Okay. Because remember, we have Satan that's going to try to sift us as wheat. Right. But what did he tell Peter, man? Okay. That I am there with you, praying that you fall not. Roughly paraphrasing it. And then when we're able to conquer these things, all right, we're able to what? Go and convert the next brother through the Spirit, you know, help him get picked up. All right, because it's all about, you know, the brotherhood, the unity. Okay. One second. I knew I should have brought my shovel. Right? So we have to seek the kingdom first and seek the Lord's righteousness. Okay? A lot of people are giving excuses, all right, especially as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing. They're giving excuses of why they can't serve the Lord, man. And that's the most important thing to do. All right. None of these things of the world, all right, are going to be able to give you your salvation. None of these things of the world are going to be able to get you on that chariot. All right. The only thing that's going to get you on that chariot is you serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see, to the best of your ability. You know, we do go through the struggles. All right. But see, these are things that you have to prepare for yourself. All right. Because the Lord said, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation, man. All right. So temptation is always around us. All right. Trying to make us astray from the, make us stray away from the word. All right. But you have to fight for that. You see, that's the spirit and the flesh at war with each other. Okay. At the end of the day, all right, you have to endure into the end, as the scripture said, because he that endure unto the end, right, the same shall be saved. So if you're not enduring, all right, you're not making the most of the time that you have, all right, well, when the Lord comes, all right, to bring judgment upon this place, see, the Lord is not going to be able to blot your transgressions out, man. The Lord is going to be ashamed of you, you see, because you were ashamed of him at the end of the day. So you being ashamed of Yahweh Shai equals Yahweh Shai being ashamed of you when that time comes of judgment, all right? Because we're at the end of this thing, you should be going harder than you've ever gone. Okay, let's grab that. This is Revelations 3. Lukewarm, KJV. This is Revelations 3 and 16. Right? I'll take it up a little bit. Right? It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. All right, yeah, because the Lord doesn't like when you're in that gray area, man, when you're in between. See, with the Lord, there's no such thing as being in between. Okay? You're either here to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, or you're not. Okay, you either all in or you're not. All right, but see, that whole shit of being in the middle, being in between, all right, trying to figure it out. All right, the Lord ain't got no time for you to try to figure these things out, man. The Lord want men, all right, that know exactly what they want. Confidence, you see? And we have to be bold in our confidence through the Spirit. You have to know that you don't want shit of this world and that you want this place to go tomorrow, you see? And that's ultimately the problem, that our people, all right, don't have the mentality of wanting to let this place go. Somehow, some way, they still got a memory that's latched on here, man. Some way, somehow, they still finding a way to you know, not let go of the things of the world, even the smallest things, you see? And if you come with that mentality, well, salvation is not for you, man. That's why you're going to eventually, all right, through the Spirit, you're going to be left here and you're going to die and wither with fucking America, man. Okay? You can't have your children, you know, put you in that mindset, your woman, your parents. Okay? Matter of fact, let's grab that. He that loveth father or mother more than me or wife, KJV, Luke. This is Luke. Now, my phone tripping right now. Right? This is Matthew 10 and 37, right? It says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Okay? And at the end of the day, you cannot be Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's disciple, all right, if you're thinking and meditating upon these things, all right, in these last days. Oh, what am I going to do about my children? What am I going to do about my wife, my father? You all right? At the end of the day, you got to learn how to forget them, man. And it's not saying that you're not going to honor, all right? It's not saying that you're not going to honor your parents, all right, or honor your family, all right? But you have to understand the will of the Lord, understanding that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the only thing that's going to be able to save you, man. You see? Brother Lou. Hello, on, Brother Lou. Everything good, brother?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, man.
I spoke with Brother Omar.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. No, get yourself before you out here, before you slip out here, man. All right. So at the end of the day, all right, the Lord said what? Let's grab that more. Give me 1 second. Let's take it from 34, right? Matter of fact, let's take it from 33. It says, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. You see? So by you doing that kind of mentality of worrying about the things and the cares and affairs of this world, all right, you're denying the power thereof, all right, through the Spirit, without you even realizing it. Okay? So it says, think not that I come to bring peace upon earth. I came not to send peace but a sword. See, the Lord has come to divide us. Okay? Divide those that truly believe, those that are serious about this thing, all right, that are not in that gray area. Okay? He coming to serve. Give me 1 second. Let me. I gotta set it up real quick. I don't want to lose my place. Right? So let's go back to that. All right. It says he coming to bring a sword. So he coming to divide. All right. Those that truly believe, all right, and those that don't believe. And see, there's not going to be many that are going to believe. All right. The Lord said many are called, but few are chosen. All right. So is it for the Lord to say that, all right, many are called and few are chosen? That means that's heavy right there. That the Lord is only looking for those that are dead ass serious in His word, man. Okay. Through the thick and the thin, you have to serve the Lord first, man. You have to remember that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes first, because that's showing your true gratitude, right? That's showing your true love towards Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, your dedication. You know, it's about dedication in this thing, man. You should want to be out in these highways and hedges. You should want to be out here representing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? You shouldn't want to be in that spirit of half and half. Okay? When your ass go to your job, right? You niggas don't wing that shit, right? You gonna give it your all so you can get that paycheck, right? When you go to play sports or you go to, do the things of the world, period, right? You guys don't wing that shit, right? You make sure that your ass is trying to impress the world. Well, it's the same thing with this word, man. You can't wing this shit. You got to come out here and impress Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on a daily basis, man. See, because when the Lord come back, you want to hear the words, you were a good and faithful servant. Okay? So you got them niggas that want to win this shit, all right? Like, if we got all the time in the world, man, 2026 might be the last year, man. These might be the last coming months that we're about to approach into, all right? And this shit could be all over. And then you're going to be in that spirit, all right? Oh, damn, I wish I could have served the Lord more. I wish I could have did this for the Lord. You see? That's why it's important, all right, that you do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, while you here on earth to the best of your ability. Okay? Right? So, it says, for I have come to set a man at variance against his father and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. All right. So again, the Lord's showing you the vision of this place, showing you that not everybody's gonna make it, man. That's what should make you push even harder, knowing that the Lord is only gonna choose a handful, all right, that's gonna make it. The rest is gonna be destroyed out here, man. 2/3 of our people got to be put to death. They gotta be cut off and die, man. So that just hearing those words alone, all right, that should already make you be in the spirit of like, oh hell no, I got to do the will of the Lord so I could be chosen. Okay, you want to be called into this truth and chosen at the same time, right? Oh yeah, it's stopping, which that's good. So I can put this shit down for a second. Okay, so you want to be chosen through the Spirit. See what we got here. This is Philippians 4:6, and it says, GNT, it says, don't worry about anything, but in all your prayers, ask Yahweh for what you need, always asking him with a thankful heart. Yeah, all right, because everything we got to do, all right, we have to do it without ceasing, man. Whether it be praying, all right, scriptures say pray without ceasing, whether it be fasting, all right. See, when you do these things, the Lord is going to be pleased with you, right? So the Lord being pleased with you, all right, he's going to give you the things that you need most, that are needy, that are important. See, now he ain't going to give you a fucking mansion. He ain't going to give you $1 million. He ain't going to give you the baddest bitch, all right? He's going to give you the things that are needed to continue on. That's why you have to be content with what you get, okay? Not wanting nothing, but being content is godliness, man. All right? It says, Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. Yeah. See, you can't take it. Once the Lord put your ass to death, man, that's it. What you did here on earth, man, is going to follow you. And you better hope that it was the works of the Lord that's following you. Because if you did wickedness on this place, see, that shit is going to follow you. And that's why you always come back in reincarnation and you be the same spirit doing the same wicked thing. But see, this time there ain't no more reincarnation. All right. This is the last time. Okay. And you're going to be reincarnated one more time in the kingdom. If you don't make it, right, you're going to come back to the loins of the elect. That's going to be the last time. But see, you're going to wake up in the kingdom of shame. You see? And nobody wants to wake up in the kingdom of shame. Okay? Nobody wants to go through that and deal with that. Miss the show. Miss Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, destroying this place, taking over this place with righteousness, putting all these heathens into captivity. You see? You want to be able to enjoy that. You want to be able to enjoy, all right, all these things that these devils done did to us, man. You want to be able to see the men of the Lord, starting with Yahweh Shai, man, putting these damn heathens into subjection, all right, and giving them the ass whooping of their life, man. See, when I hear things like that, man, that shit makes me amped up and wants me to prepare for the kingdom even more. Because it ain't here, we have no continuing city, as the scriptures say, man. So nothing on this side is going to fulfill. It's going to really give you true pleasure, man. True pleasure is when you have everything in the palm of your hand, man, where you could really do whatever the hell you want, all right, all in righteousness. True pleasure is going to be when you see Yahweh Shai put all these other nations into subjection, okay, and them getting what they deserve through the Spirit. You see? And these are the things that you have to seek out for, man. The glory of the kingdom, all right? Look here. This is John 9:4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me, while it is day. The night cometh when no man work. Yeah. The time is coming where we're not gonna have to do the works of the Lord no more, man. Okay? So you wanna do the labors, right? So you can enter into true rest. That's what it's about, man. Having the true rest of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You don't want to have the rest of being in the grave, you know? What the fuck is these niggas doing? All right? You want to enter, you want to do the works of the Lord so you can enter into true rest. Okay? But see, these people are content with just being lazy, right? And doing the things of this world, all right? Knowing that, well, they don't even know, man, but the fashion of this world passeth away, man. The lust thereof, the lust of the eyes, okay? Everything of this world is about to pass away. And here it is, they're putting their all into everything here, man. Like if it's going to continue forever. If you can't see that Babylon the Great, all right, is about to be destroyed, and this place is about to be annihilated, man, that's because the Lord doesn't want you to open up your eyes to it. He wants you to be destroyed along with it, you see? And that's how you know these people don't have the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? So again, the Lord, all right, is coming with what? Division, to separate those that truly believe and those that don't believe. And this is why you can't be in that spirit of being lukewarm. All right, because when you're lukewarm and you're showing gray areas, that shows that you truly don't believe in the Lord, man. You see? Let's finish this up. It says, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Yeah. The Lord is telling you that your own family gonna come up against you at one point. You see? But see, y'all wanna think about your family members and about everybody around you, your friends. You see? As the scriptures say, if they were of the world, the world will love his own. You see, we could care less about seeking for love of the world, man, because we want the love of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We want the mercy of the Lord. Okay? So we're gonna do whatever it takes, all right, for us to get that mercy, to receive that mercy, to receive that kingdom. Okay? Even if it means you gotta get fucking fired from your job, even if it means that you gotta leave your wife, you know, even if it means that you gotta separate from your parents and your family, your children, okay? Even if it means that you gotta be homeless, all right? You want to go through the sufferings to show that you are a partaker of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai sufferings, man. The Lord suffered for us, just for us to receive this truth, man. Just for us to be able to call back on the Heavenly Father when the Lord had took his face and turned it away from us, man, because of how wicked we were, you see? And see, a lot of people don't acknowledge the will of the Lord that he has done for us, man, the sacrifice. They don't understand the significance of it, okay? Here we go again with that shit. All right? So we have to be in that same spirit that the Lord was in. The Lord didn't care about none of that shit, man. All he cared was about his elect. All right? That's what happens when you go into what is that? John the 17th chapter, man. Going into John the 17th chapter is about the elect, who the Lord came to save. He said, I pray not for the world, right? I pray for them that were given unto me. So that's all the Lord cared about, man, was getting his sheep back. And his sheep are going to hear his voice and they're going to follow him. You see? For those that don't follow in the will of the Lord, those that don't follow him to the T, right? Then that means that you weren't of his sheep. You weren't of his fold. Okay? Niggas is out here eating. It's slippery as hell out here, and they coming out here to see. Niggas they'll go through all the sleet and the hail, right, to come and get their fucking meal, right? But they won't go through the sleet and the hail, all right, through all the things that, you know, the hardship to find salvation, to find Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. See, niggas is lit, bro. It's slippery as hell out here. Me standing out here right now, as I'm speaking, I'm like slipping to the side. All right. When I was driving here, my car is a piece of shit. My shit, I might as well say I drive a golf cart. You see? and my shit was sliding all over the road, and this shit just started. We about to have a crazy ass snowstorm, right? But see, niggas will go out of their way to still go get a meal, to go sit down with their family and all that, but they won't do that to serve the Lord, to bring salvation upon their family, man. You see? Niggas out here sinning their life away. It's the middle of the Sabbath, don't even understand the Sabbath, don't even understand what the Sabbath is, all right, to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and they're out here buying everything that they want, you know? Okay? See, they don't forgot the importance of life, of their culture, of their heritage. And that's why the Lord have whooped our ass so many years, man. So many generations, all right? So many different captivities, all right? But see, we have come back to the truth through the understanding, all right? As a matter of fact, let me grab this. This is Baruch. One second. Two, and let's grab it at 30, right? And see, we have come back into the remembrance. See, because the Lord said in those last days, he was going to stir up our pure minds, right? Stir up our minds back into remembrance. See, these people haven't remembered who they truly are, all right? Because they were the same spirits that basically didn't want to know who they were. They didn't want to follow the customs of the Lord. They always wanted to be contrary to the Lord, man. So they still had that same spirit today, okay? Right? So it says, for I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. Yeah, see, these people are stiff-necked, man. Okay? Here it is, you tell them the greatest knowledge you can ever have on earth, all right? And they just turn you away. They turn away from you. All right? What does the Lord say in John, the 1st chapter, man? All right? He came to his own and his own believed him not. Right? He had his own family members that didn't believe him, man. How much more the people that were not his family, but were Israelites, you know? I don't know why that shit keep doing that shit. That shit got hydraulics on it. All right? So they turned them away. The same thing they're doing today through the Spirit. They're turning away the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? It says, for I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. So we were once those same people that were turning away from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Literally, we turned our ears away from the Lord. All right? But see, the Lord put the Spirit on us having mercy. All right? Just like he doing to everybody else. He calling them back. But see, he trying to see who's the ones that's going to actually hear him. See, it's one thing to listen, but are you hearing? Okay? You can listen to somebody, right? Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. You can hear somebody, right? But are you actually listening to what's being preached onto you? You know, because everybody be like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, brother. You know, but it's not registering in your mind, man. Letting you know that this is the end of this thing, man. Literally, this place is about to be annihilated and people about to fucking start dropping. And then people will be like, oh, well, you know, you should say that in a better manner, brother. You know, you shouldn't be saying it like that. Nigga, there's no other way for us to tell you anymore. You see? Because we're crying out to you the same way we're crying out to the Lord to get us up out of here. And it seems to be that these niggas still don't understand it, man. They don't get it. You see? So, like brothers always say, if you can't get it, then nigga, we moving on. Because we know what we worship, man. And salvation is for us, the true believers. And the hour cometh, man, where the real worshipers of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai are going to turn back and hear his voice. You see? And the Lord is seeking to see who's going to please him, because he's seeking those that are worthy to see to serve him. All right? So you should be in the same manner, in the same spirit. Right? It says, because it is the stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shai, their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear. See, we didn't have that mind before. We didn't have them ears to hear before. But see, now the Lord has given us the eye salve. All right? And that's mercy right there. I'm thankful, all right, that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has given me the spirit to be able to hear and understand his word, man. Because I was dead in the world. Just like the rest of these niggas walking amongst the congregation of the dead. Every single one of them was dead to Yahweh Shai. Why? Because they didn't know Yahweh Shai. But see, now we are alive in Yahweh Shai. Okay, now we have a chance of life, which is better than anything on this side that we're on right now. I'd rather have a chance at life and a chance at salvation than to continually keep walking out here fucking blinded, man. You know? These niggas out here trying to find it on a Friday night, about to be a shitty ass storm, and these niggas out here trying to figure a way to hit the club, hit a little spot and get a little drink on, you know? I really don't understand why that shit keep doing that. I have a feeling this shit just gonna break. You know? And that's the type of shit we gotta go through. You know? We broken. You know? We live broken lives, man. Why? For Yahweh Shai's sake, man. For us to be fixed later. You see? We live a broken life here, man, because we're gonna be fixed and made new, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Did the Lord not say, I make all things new? You see? So we're broken spirits out here. We're broken souls, all right, seeking for the Lord to fix us back up to that pristine state that we once was. See, but you tell a nigga that there's a better body for you. There's a better pristine life for you. You a king. You a prince. A nigga don't want to believe that shit. They just want to be fucking slaves to this place, man. They just want to literally be happy with making money as a slave, all right? Which you're not even making the money that you're worth out here, man. While these damn fucking heathens keep their feet up, right? And pretty much, you know, laugh at you on a daily basis. When they go home to their wives, they sit and talk about you at the fucking dinner table, okay? And they just talk about your black ass or your spick ass, okay? And telling her, look at this nigga. I got this nigga doing whatever the hell I need him to do. And I'm going to give him peanuts for it, man. See? And people is literally happy with that shit. I see that shit coming amongst me, and I be sad for them people, man. But see, these people not thinking like that. They're not worried about the next man, because it's all the Lord said in Second Timothy the 3rd chapter, right? Then in the last days, right, you're gonna have people that are lovers of themselves. See, everybody out here lives that vanity life of living for themselves. I gotta get mines. I gotta eat. But see, that's not gonna bring you salvation, man, because it's all about Yahweh Shai and the brotherhood. All right, us being in unity with our power, connected. Okay, see, that's what the Lord, that's what pleases Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, when he sees us in unity. Okay, those that truly believe are in the same mindset. Now, we're not about to be in unity with niggas that don't believe. All right, the scriptures tell you being unequally yoked together with non-believers, man. For what fellowship do you have with non-believers, man? You see? So of course we ain't gonna deal with them. But see, we should all be in the same mindset of trying to seek the Lord. See, these niggas will go to the church, right? And go to these different religions and try to unite with each other. Why can't you do that with your true heritage and your true culture? You see? Again, we're just thankful that we're able all right, through the Spirit, okay, to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to the best of our ability, all right, together, okay? So it says, and give me 1 second, brothers, hold on. Let me put my shit is getting soaking wet, my book bag. I don't want my books to get wet. Let me put it in the car. 2 seconds. Yeah, I ain't want that shit to fuck up my damn books in there. Open that shit up, my books is all wet as hell. Right? Let me get this damn hand warmer out too. Okay, throw that shit on the floor for now. This is Jeremiah 2:32. It says, can a maid forget her ornament or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Yeah, look at that. You see? Our people don't forgot who their true power is, man. But they don't remember everything else. They remember that they got to go do something wicked on a Saturday, you know, on the Sabbath, you know. They remember that they got to go impress their oppressor at the job, all right? But none of these people want to take heed to impressing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? He said, you listen to Jimmy, but you can't listen. but you can't hear Jimmy. You listening, Jimmy. I remember that was my movie too. White man can't jump. It's the truth though, man. Our people don't really listen to what we're really preaching out to them, man. They hear it as they going by, man, but they don't really take heed to it, man. And see, that's going to be their downfall, man, that you didn't take heed to what the Lord was giving you. See, but here it is. They'll listen to us when we're preaching something, right? And if we say a curse word, they're like, oh, brother, you can't be cursing like that. Oh, man, you shouldn't be saying it to that, man. And nigga, you done heard that, right? But you didn't hear the message, you know? You done heard the part where I cursed your ass out, but you didn't get and understand the message that I was giving you. The Lord said what, man? Though I, what did Paul say? Though I be rude in speech, right? Not in knowledge, man. So sometimes we got to give it to you straight, raw, and rude for you to understand it. Okay? And even then, when we do, you still don't get it. But you heard the curses in there. You heard me being dead ass, you know, disrespectful in a certain manner, bringing it to you. All right? But see, when the Lord comes, he's going to be disrespectful. He's going to be even more disrespectful. Right? He's going to be more disrespectful to the point that when that judgment smack you in your face, you're going to be cursing out the Lord. And then you're going to be on your back trying to call upon the Lord. But the Lord not going to hear you, man. And here it is. We was telling you this whole time, get right with the Lord. Right? Right? Get right with the Lord. The Lord is coming back. The Lord is about to return. But niggas want to believe Jesus is coming back. They want to believe the rapture is about to happen. They want to believe Allah is going to save them. But you won't believe your true heritage, your true culture, with all the proof that's being put out in the world today of who we really are, right? You want something that's a fucking fairy tale to fucking save you? But one thing we giving you is truth with facts of who we are. All right, so that's why the Lord said this gospel shall go out throughout the whole kingdom, right? And then the end shall come. This gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. Everybody gonna have everybody that's an Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, y'all all gonna see, y'all all gonna hear a piece of the truth at one point, man. All right, of who you are, because that's the way the Lord gonna set it up. Okay, and you either gonna hear it or you gonna fall away from it, man. All right, and that's why the Lord continually keeps bringing that separation, right? So let's finish this up. This is 2 and 30 in Baruch. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. And that's what we're doing right now. We're praising Yahweh Bashim Yahweh in the land of our captivity. And the shithole that we living in, we still find a way and make time for us to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahweh and praise him, man. If you think that we're not going through the same shit the rest of these people going through and feeling it, we're feeling it 144 times worse than what y'all feeling it, man. Because at least y'all niggas is still getting benefits in this shithole. We ain't getting no benefits here, man. Because the Lord ain't allowing us, man. Because the Lord wants us to suffer, all right, for us to get the reward that's about to be given unto us. And in through much tribulation, you shall enter into the kingdom. You see? So we have to go through these struggles in order for us to receive the benefits that come with it. Okay? But see, you niggas are doing the opposite. Y'all not suffering, but receiving the benefits of this world. The benefits of Esau. See, that's how Esau keeps you, you know, in his loophole and away from the word, constantly straying from it. Because Esau always got something to offer. Here it is, Esau didn't want to offer and make an offering unto the Lord when it was time for him, when he was Cain, right? He wanted to go and make a shitty offer. But here in this fucking society, this nigga gonna make all the offerings in the world to keep you going away from the Lord, man. That's some bugged out shit right there. And he was the one he had the birthright to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, man. And look what he did with it. He turned it down. He gave a shitty ass sacrifice. The same way these niggas out here giving a shitty sacrifice. That's how you know they in the spirit of Esau, man. All these niggas give a shitty sacrifice to their true power. While we out here to the best of our ability, right? Making our bodies a living sacrifice, which is our reasonable service to receive the benefits, man. All right? Feel like a dog marking my territory over here, boy. Let's grab this. This is Ezekiel 32, 33, and 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. Yeah. They hear these words, right? But they're not listening. So they don't do them. They don't apply to them. You see? We're a lovely song. We're entertainment unto them. We're that spectacle unto the world. Just like, yo, what is that? Like we some fucking monkeys at the zoo. Oh, look at them. Can I feed them? That's the mentality these people got. But see, the time is coming when the door is shut of mercy, of repentance, right? That then you're going to know that there was a true prophet among you, man. Right? That's why when the time comes for our salvation, they're going to be like, damn, that was he? All right? Matter of fact, let me grab that. Right? Let me finish this up. Baruch. Right? 32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. All right. And we know the names of the Lord. Why? Because those that meditate of this truth day and night, all right, are going to receive the all wisdom of the ancient, okay, all the secrets of the Lord, because surely the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. You know, the Lord said, howbeit when the spirit of truth shall come upon me, he shall guide you into all truth, all the truth. Not 1% of the truth, not 99.9, but all the truth. Okay? Of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And ultimately, all the truth, 100% prophecy, to be able to prophesy this place to his destruction. Okay? Because at the end of the day, the Lord's wisdom is unsearchable. So we can never have all the word, all the truth of the Lord. All right? Tells you that in Baba Kishar, if you can put that, brother, Deuteronomy 12 and 12. 29 and 29. All right? It's unsearchable. So whatever the Lord gives you on this side, all right, that's that's for you. All right? But the secret things belong unto the Lord. Certain things. We might find that out in the kingdom, you know, or we might not find it out ever because it's just out of our range. All right? But for us, all right, whatever's given here on this side, all right, that's what's basically the 100% truth according to the Lord. Give you the 100% tools for you to be able to maneuver in the society. Okay? It says, and will return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord Yahweh Shai. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I had given them. You see, we want to go back home, man. We want to go back to our homeland. Y'all niggas want to stay here in Babylon the fucking Great. All right? I'm tired of Babylon, man. I've been tired of Babylon ever since I came into this truth. Because see, once you know this truth, man, you realize what's your true position and where you're supposed to be at. You see? So at the end of the day, all right, once you know who you are, man, you don't want to be here no more. That's why, that's why Job wanted to be in the spirit world, because he knew who he was. He knew what his culture was. He understood this truth. And what did the Lord say? Right? I mean, what did Job say, man? And he had much rather been in the spirit world. Why did you not take my spirit from the womb? Okay? That's how we feel, man. But see, we got a job to do. We got things to suffer on this side, man, in order for us to receive these things. Okay? So let's go back to Matthew 10. Right? Matthew 10 and 35. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father, mother. Hold on. Oh, Salakia. It says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. You see? And that's the thing. We're supposed to be, all right, we're supposed to be bearing our cross on a daily basis, man. You see? The Lord had to bear his own cross, right? So we have to bear our cross. Okay? Us having the brotherhood, we help each other bear our crosses, man. You see? That's why it's important to have that brotherhood, all right, that true brotherhood. All right, because sometimes bearing our cross, it becomes heavy, right? So when it becomes heavy, that's why we as unity, all right, as brethren, we bear each other's crosses helping. Not that we're gonna bear that person's cross, his lot, All right, because we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, as the scriptures say. But the brotherhood pushes you, it encourages you to keep pushing, to keep bearing that cross, man. Okay? You might see brothers out here alone, right? But doesn't mean that we're not in contact with brothers that really be in this truth. Okay? We still out here talking amongst each other, watching the state of our flocks, making sure brothers is good. All right? Not just sitting here trying to attend to one particular people. Okay? We making sure that those that do the will of the Lord, right? The ones that we can bid God's feet, that we're making sure that each and one of us are good through the Spirit, man. Okay? And that's what it's really about. Right? Because we a body. We a brotherhood. Right? So let's go on, finish that, right? It says, he that findeth his soul, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. You see? He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of righteousness, in the name of a righteous man, shall receive a righteous man's reward. Okay? So at the end of the day, man, we're not here to seek to save our life through Esau's ways, through this shithole we live in. All right? We already know our life is saved through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. See, we have the victory. By coming out here and presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice, the victory is already in us. We're just watching it play out. Okay? We're watching it play out. We're watching it. Let me switch my hands. All right, we're watching everything play out through the Spirit. We're letting the Lord guide us, as the scriptures say, man. You gotta let the Lord guide you. Okay? He's gonna take us out of these he's gonna take us out of let me grab that real quick. This is second Ezra 16 and it says 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. All right, and we understand that. So how are we gonna hide ourselves, man, through this truth? We're gonna hide ourselves in these scriptures. The prudent man foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. Right? It says, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. You see? So our Lord is our guide, man. Okay? So that's why we could care less about a job. We could care less about losing our family members, losing our wives, losing your best friends, losing your home, losing your car, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. Because we know that Yahweh Shai gonna make a way for us at the end of the day. Some way, somehow, all right? The Lord's gonna do what he do, his ways, his miracles. Okay? Damn, this is a piece of shit. Okay? Some way, somehow, the Lord's gonna do his will, man. All right? And we know that, see, we put full trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? That's the beauty of it. That you can put your trust in a power that we can't see, but we know he always at work. That's having that true faith. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Right? Let's grab this. Going back to Revelations 3. I still got that on deck. What the fuck is that going on over here? Oh shit. I hope they don't make me move my car. No, I don't think they're gonna make me move my car. This is Revelations 3 and back to 16, 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of thy mouth. You see? And a lot of these niggas today, see, that's why you had Apostle Tahar talking about, if you ain't affiliated with GMS, we're not dealing with y'all niggas no more, because you got a lot of fucking cornballs that's on some straight lukewarm shit, man. Brothers is out there being serious as hell, preaching you the most serious thing you could possibly preach, and niggas is out there playing around. So you know what? They ain't got no time for niggas fucking shenanigans, man. All right? And neither do we. You see? Because at the end of the day, when I see these people playing around with this shit, that shit irks my spirit. That shit pisses me off. You see, but we got to keep a certain character. I wish I could smack somebody right in their fucking nose so they could wake the fuck up. All right? But, hey, we can't do that. Because at the end of the day, we're not worried about it. If you don't want to be saved, then, hey, stay here. Be my guest. It just gives us more hope that we're of the elect through the Spirit. Rain, sleet, rain, snow. Yeah, man, it's shit crazy right now. Crazy as hell. In season, out of season. That's right. Always. That's right. Matter of fact, let's grab that. This is in season, out of season. KJV. This is 2 Timothy 4 and 2. It says, preach the word. Matter of fact, before I go into that, hold on, I want to hear what AI was talking some shit just now, right? Before I bring out the precept, it says, in season, out of season is a famous phrase from 2 Timothy 4 and 2, meaning to be constantly and urgently ready to preach the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Man, I done fellowship with niggas where they was cold as hell. Talk about, I'm too cold, nigga. Let's pack it up. Like, fuck that shit. We out here bringing out the word of the Lord. What's up, bro? Throw me some of that over here, bro. You know what I mean? Before I slip away out here. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Right? So, I had niggas out there crying about it, You got niggas out there that they be in that spirit, like you could tell in their damn face, they don't even really want to be out there, man. See, this is why you got to be able to let people talk and preach the word, because through what they saying out their mouth and how it's coming out of their mouth is how you're going to know if they're really about this thing, if they passionate about this thing or not, I ain't got to be out here in the freezing cold trying to deliver the message onto these people, man. But because of the dedication that the Lord has brought upon me, right? That's why I'm out here. And Lord willing, He always keep that spirit on me, man. And to every one of these brothers, all right, every single one of you brothers that's in sincerity and in truth, may He continue to sup with you and keep you in that same spirit, man. All right? Because that's the only way we're going to be able to make it out of here, man. That's what's going to show our true fellowship with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Because Yahweh Shai would have did it. Yo, y'all need me to move my car or something? Oh, all right. I got my car over there, but okay. I was hoping nobody made me move my shit. All right. So it says, let's read that again. Right? It says, meaning to be constantly, urgently ready to preach the word of Yahweh, whether the timing is convenient or inconvenient, popular or unpopular, with patience, correction, and encouragement, regardless of personal feelings or audience reception. See, that's why the Lord told us in second Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? Fear not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, man. For all unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So you think that I care about the next nigga talking about, yo, he look crazy as hell out there in the cold preaching to nobody. Shit, I ain't doing this shit for you. I'm doing this for the Lord. I'm doing this for me to get my spot on the chariot. So I could care less about what the next person think about it, right? We could care less about your personal feelings, right? But see, when that time comes to salvation, when we getting beamed up, right? That's why they're gonna say, they're gonna look at us the strangeness of our salvation, saying to ourselves, let's grab that real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, and we'll take it from 1. Right? It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. And that's what we're doing. We're standing in boldness. Okay? Before the face of such that have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So all these peoples were afflicting us with scoffing us, mocking us, laughing at us. Right? It says, and made no account of his labors. Yeah, they didn't take heed to the word of the Lord. So they didn't make no what? They didn't make no account of the Lord's labors. All right? Because see, the Lord is doing his work. The Lord is making his labor be known through his men, through the mouth of the prophets. Okay? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Yeah, they're going to be terrible fear upon them, right? When Yahweh shall crack them clouds. They're going to be looking like, what the hell is that? Who is that? What? See, y'all niggas, because y'all have no understanding, y'all going to look at it like, oh my gosh, this is the men of Mars. You see? But we are going to be praising Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai on a whole nother level, bro. When we see them, when we see them clouds crack, all right, the spirit on us that the Lord's going to put on us, man, because we know it's that time of our salvation, it's going to be beautiful, bro. Beautiful, right? It says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. You see, that's going to be the mentality, all right? The things that are going to come out of these niggas' mouths, man, that didn't believe, all right? They're going to look at us like, yo, no way was this man a true man of the Lord. The one that we was laughing at, the one that we passed by with the car every day, all right? And all we did was take pictures and videos of him, okay? I thought that nigga was a bum. I thought that nigga was on drugs. I thought he was crazy. You see? That's going to be what they're going to say in their minds, man. And then they're going to be with anguish, right? They're going to be crying. We getting beamed up. They're going to try to run and jump on our leg and grab our leg. You're gonna look like, if you ever seen that movie, what's that shit called? Coneheads. You had the two detectives. The one nigga jumped on the car, and then the other nigga jumped on his leg and was getting taken up with him. You know, they're gonna try to grab onto your leg. Lord gonna have your ass drop from a high ass distance, boy. Dead ass. You know, they're gonna look at us crazy, man. They're gonna look at the strangeness of our salvation like, yo, what the hell is happening right now? But see, here it is that we were telling you over and over, sounding like a broken record, telling you the same exact thing every day, every week, every month, every year. All right, telling you the same exact thing. All right, and you didn't take account to it, man. You looked at us like we were some bug outs. See, but at the end of the day, why we do it? Because it's the foolishness of preaching that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai enjoys. All right, him and his angels, man. See, that's why we could care less about entertaining your asses. We're entertaining the Lord and the angels, man. Tells you that in 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter, man. All right. It's the foolishness of preaching that pleased Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And that's what's going to give us our salvation, man. Because we're entertaining the angels. You know, they sitting back with their popcorn, spiritual popcorn, and they just sitting there laughing. Man, this is a good-ass movie. This movie great. This is an everlasting, this is a never-ending movie, you know? Sitting there watching the same movie for years now, and they never get tired of it. You see? See what brother got here. Yeah, let's bring some of these precepts out. This is 1 Corinthians 9:16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah. See, man, listen, we're not doing this for y'all to be like, yo, I'm better than you, or to say, you know, I'm somebody, man. We ain't doing that for that, man. For none of that, man. We're doing it because it's required. The Lord said, he said, woe unto me if Paul said, woe unto me if I preach not the gospel. You see? Destruction gonna come to me if I preach not the gospel, man. Right? We're supposed to be warning the people, as it tells you in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, verse 17, right? 18. If I don't warn the people, right, then the blood is going to be on my hands for not warning you, and I'm going to be destroyed along with you. But if I give you the warning, right, then the blood is off of my hands. That's why we do these things, man, to get the blood off our hands. See, and you lazy ass niggas that want to be lukewarm, all you got is a bunch of fucking blood on your hands, because you're not warning the people. You're not preparing the people for the battle. You know, that's what the main thing is. It's preparing our people for the battle and preaching prophecy. Not worrying about the next man. Not worrying about what camp doing this, what camp doing that. All right. It's about preaching the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. The spirit of prophecy. Okay. We're going to let prophecy talk and preach itself through the spirit. All right. I tell you what, though. That niggas done threw all that salt down, bro. That shit didn't do shit. You see why? Because you can't stop what the Lord wants to have done. The Lord about to bring a heavy ass snowstorm, and I can tell that this shit ain't that salt ain't working. Okay, I tell you that. I tell you what, though, if you bring out this word seasoned with salt, that shit gonna melt all this shit out here. That's why it's gonna melt America, because we preaching this word with salt. Okay? It says, for though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. Spirit. Right? For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward, but if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is not, that's Salakia, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. What is my reward then? Verily that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Hamashiach without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel. Yeah, we don't sit here and puff ourselves up with knowledge. All right. Have we done it before? Yeah, man. Hey, we in the flesh, you know. But see, the Lord will check us real quick, man. The Lord will make you examine yourself if you're of the elect. If you're not of the elect, you gonna end up like the rest of these other niggas, all right, that want to play with the word of the Lord. That shit crazy how it's frozen on the top, right? That are like the rest of these niggas that want to play with the word of the Lord, and he not gonna warn you. He not gonna let you examine yourself. He gonna keep letting you do what you do. All right, and then you're gonna make a fool out of yourself, man. Right? You're gonna make a fool out of yourself, and then what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up falling away. You're gonna start preaching vanity. You're gonna start preaching out of your own private interpretation, and then you're gonna lead yourself to death, man. At the end of the day, there's no other way to put it no more. We ain't gonna be nice guys telling you, you know, oh, well, you're just gonna be destroyed, nigga. You're gonna be put to death. That's it. Simple. Okay? That's the mentality the Lord got. All right? You got to be about Yahweh Shai's business, man. About the Lord's business. Right? This is Romans 10 and 15. It says, and how shall they preach except they be sent. Yeah, you got to be sent by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to preach the word, man. Not like how they do in these churches. Okay, you're not gonna find the truth in no church. The Lord said, "How it be it that the Most High does not dwell in temples built with hands." You're gonna find the truth right here on these streets, crying without. Right? Wisdom crieth without. You know, she uttereth her voice on the streets, as in Proverbs 1:20 tells you. Okay, we constantly uttering our voice in the streets to the point where we out here yelling at y'all niggas, man. You see? It says, how shall they preach except they be sent, as it is written? How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. Yeah. See, even though there's no peace on this side, and we're preaching to get to that peace, all right? The only peace that you have on this side is the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's the only thing that's gonna be able to have you, you know, in a certain mindset of peace. Because when you know the word of the Lord, man, you are not worried about nothing on this side other than getting the mission done. You know, even when you're going through your hardships, you enjoy these things, man. The scriptures tell you that. All right. So when you're being chastised, you know, take it with good cheer, be in good cheer. Let me grab that real quick. Come on. This is in 1 second. Yeah, where's that at? I forgot where that's at for a second. Oh, I think I know what it is. The fiery trial, KJV. Huh? All right. You gotta repent. That's why, bro. This place is about to be done for. Niggas about to be destroyed, bro. Right? So this is First Peter, right? Actually, no, it's not the one I wanted. Damn, where is that, man? I got it in the tip of my tongue. I know I got Ecclesiasticus too. All right. Let me see if the brother put it up. Matter of fact, to the spirit. This is let me finish this up, right? Ecclesiasticus 33:17. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. Yeah. You see, those that really want to be saved. See, the elect is always going to attach to this word when they hear it, man. See, you just have these niggas talk about you a trooper, my boy, but kept walking instead of being in the mindset of saying, damn, why is this nigga out here preaching the word of the Lord, bro? Who is this nigga? What is he talking about? The nigga want to just keep going and keep walking. Then I tell him, yo, that's because we about to be destroyed out here. And he said, well, hey, man, hopefully I have mercy. I get mercy. The Lord ain't going to have no mercy on you. You just walked away from the word of the Lord, man. You just actually marked yourself. You see? You marked yourself from death. All right? This is 2 Timothy 2:10. All right? Therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain salvation, which is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, with eternal glory. Okay? Word is bond, that's the spirit. Nigga done brought the salt and everything. I mean, it made it non-slippery. That's for damn sure, but it's still fucking, this shit is so heavy right now that it really ain't doing nothing. Why? Because hey, the Lord about to bring a heavy ass storm upon this place, bro. You know, that's why I had to get my ass out here. Because then, what about the next couple of days? I can't even get out. My car's a piece of shit. So I might not be able to come out. But I'm gonna make a way. I'm gonna pray on that. The Lord might make he might put some plows in front of my with my bumper or some shit. You know, next thing you know, I'm out here through the Spirit, Lord willing, right? And that is a spiritual thing that He brought the salt, because we got to be seasoned with salt when we bring out this word. You know, Isaiah 26:3, thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. Yeah, he trusted in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai at all costs, man, at all times. Okay, even when we down and out, we trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we know when we down and out, it's for a reason, man. It's to be humbled. It's to get your attention. All right? It's the Lord telling you, nigga, you fucking up. Get your ass up. You want a mind. You see? That's the Spirit. I was reading that one. But the one I'm looking for is the one where it says, be in good cheer when you are brought to a lower state. But I think that's in Ecclesiastes 2. Let me just make sure. I believe that's be in good cheer. Yeah, that's definitely Ecclesiastes 2. I know that for a fact, but that's not the one I want either. I'm gonna bring that out through the Spirit anyway. Let me read this one first. 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fire trial, which it is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Yeah, we're brought down to a lower state for a reason, man. But we have to be cheerful in those things, man. Okay. When we're brought down low, man, you're not gonna sit there and bitch about it and complain about it. All right, you're gonna take it cheerfully, because you know that the Lord is dealing with you, man. Okay. Matter of fact, let me grab that one real quick. I want it. Ecclesiastes 2:1. Right? My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Yeah, we're not going to give up and quit. You got to keep pushing. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Right? Why? Because you are being tried as gold in the fire, man. You see? So you have to understand that the Lord is dealing with you as a son. Okay? Let's grab that. This is Hebrews. What is that? Hebrews 12, I think it is. Twelve and 7. Right? Take it up from 4. It says a father's discipline. Right? It says the father's discipline. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord Yahweh Shai loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if you be without chastisement, wherefore are all partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? You see? So at the end of the day, when you're brought down to a lower state, right, it's for a reason, man. Because the Lord's dealing with you, man. The Lord has care for his elect. You see, he's rebuking you. He whooping your ass through the spirit for a reason, because he wants you to be better than yesterday. He wants you to do better. You see? But these niggas that don't, right? That don't get rebuked, you know, that don't go through the hardships, the sufferings, okay? That means the Lord not dealing with them at the end of the day. You see? So it's very well needed for us to go. See, this is how we know that we're being dealt with, man. Without the Lord saying that he's dealing with you. We don't need the Lord to come down and say, bro, I'm dealing with you. Nah, I can tell by what we're going through, the hardships that brothers go through, man. You see? Bro, the Lord was whooping my ass at one point too. Man, that shit was like never ending. You know? Had me with fucking all types of car problems. I done lost my home, was homeless for 6 months, you know, creeping into my house, my old house on the low, risking my life to be put in jail for trespassing, sleeping in my car, you know. I done lost a lot of shit around me. I done lost my family at one point, lost my daughter at one point, you know. But see, these things were things that were strengthening me to be better, to understand what was the will of the Lord, you know, to draw me closer to Yahushua. If I would have never went through those things, right, and I would have bitched and complained about it, I would have never drew closer to the Lord, man. And see, these things still happening to this day, you know. The burden gets eased up off of you, all right, but it never stops, because that's how the Lord keeps you in check over and over and over again, remembering showing you who's boss, reminding you who's boss. You see? And the moment that you let those things bother you, all right, that's when you become, you know, those that fall on the stony side, stony places. You know, you fall on the wayside. All right. But if you keep enduring in those things, right, well, then that shows that you have good ground. That shows that you have that broken up soil, and that you're a person that is able to grow. See, you got to give the Lord something to mess with, man. The Lord don't want no hard ass ground. All right. That's why he said, sow yourselves to righteousness and break up your fallow ground. Because when you break up that soil, he has something to work with. He has someone he could deal with. Okay. So then he increases you. He makes you stronger through the spirit. You see? Again, the salt coming. I like that. This is Shalom Malak Yahweh Shah Barakatah. You got some of that over here, bro. Yo. Oh, he making this run around. I like that. Hold on real quick. You got some over here. Appreciate that. They got them working hard over here. Nighttime. That's for you too, bro. You gotta know who you are, bro. Gotta come back to the Lord and repent. Lord about to come. He's about to come over here and destroy this place, bro. I seen them eyes. Was curious on that sign. That's a good sign. You know? But curiosity killed the cat. If you don't know what to do with that curiosity, man. You know? The brother Angel. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. All right, this is Psalms 119 and 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for the Lord to get your attention, man. To make you serve him even better. Okay? And if you're not going through them hardships and being chastened, right? Well, then, man, that's a scary feeling, bro. Because that means the Lord don't want nothing to do with you. You see? And then you got niggas that'll go through the chastisements, right? but they'll try to find ways to get out of them chastisements, man, instead of going through them. You see? And you can't be like that. This is 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory. Okay? You see? It's a light affliction. What does it tell you in Romans the 8th chapter, man? Romans 8:18. All right? For the things that I reckon that the things that I suffer, right, are not worthy to be compared to the rewards. Roughly paraphrasing what we're going to receive, man. So the sufferings we go through ain't shit. Yeah, it hurt because we in the flesh, you know. But what you going to receive in the kingdom, man, listen. It is not to be compared to, man. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus 27:5. The furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. Whoo! See? We're all put in that furnace of affliction, man, in the furnace of the fire, man. All right? It's called the process of purification, man. We're being purified through the spirit. All right, so we can be blameless, right? That perfect spirit onto the day of the Lord, man. So the Lord can find us completely worthy, perfect, all right, to be able to receive that glorious body like Yahweh Shai. Right? So you have to take these things cheerfully when you're brought down to a lower state. Okay? And that's why a lot of people, you know, some people become lukewarm because of shit like that, man. They become lukewarm because they can't handle those trials. They don't want to go through that. They don't want to see themselves losing their family or their wives or their children, you know? They don't want to come out here, preach in season, out of season. It's too cold for me, you know? My fingers is frozen. So what? This word is a fire. This word should be heating you up, you know? Should be heating you up on a whole nother level. Damn, I got to hold this shit up here. This shit driving me nuts. Every 2 seconds it drops. Got me feeling like Fonzie Bentley out here. You know? But, yeah, man, we got to preach this word in season and out of season. Okay? Matter of fact, Slovakia. In season, out of season, KJV. Back to 2 Timothy. For 2, preach the word, be instant, in season and out of season, reproving, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. You see? So at the end of the day, right, we got to preach in season, out of season, whether this shit is 90, 100 degrees, or whether it's 0 degrees and there's a whole bunch of snow. All right, you got to come out here and let our people know the word, man. Yo, you see yourself on this chart, bro? Huh? Oh, that's why you wasn't hearing me out. You got your headphones on. You see yourself on this chart? Nah? You ain't see yourself on this chart? You ain't got no time to talk. Huh? The Lord got time for you, though. He got time for you every day. Why you ain't got no time to talk? I know you on the job. You could tell them that you was putting salt down for me. And see, and that's the thing. Our people don't got no time for the Lord, man. You see, that's why we was going back into what we was reading before, right? What did it say? He that loveth mother, father, woman, children more than me, right? Cannot be my disciple, right? Cannot receive salvation. Okay, well, it's the same thing with these jobs, you know, the things of the world, the cares of the world. You see, when it comes to the Lord always got time for you, bro. All right. See, the Lord will make time. See, if it's meant for a brother to get it, right, the Lord would have put the spirit on him to stand right here during his job to receive at least 5-10 minutes of the word, right? And the Lord would have made his boss be in league with him and wouldn't even ask questions. You know what I mean? I done seen that. Yo, bro, I done did shit at my job where I could have got fired for doing what I was doing, but I was making time for the Lord, and somehow the Lord will put the spirit on your balls not to realize what you were doing. You know, somehow he'll block you off the camera. Here it is. I remember I was doing cabinets one time, and I was doing a lesson in the cabinet. As I was building the cabinet, I went inside the cabinet, hid myself in the cabinet, and in front of the camera, and I was preaching a word in the cabinet, nigga. And somehow the Lord put the spirit on the boss not to look at the camera that day. You see? That's why you got to find time for the Lord, man. All right? Because we ain't got too much time left. All these jobs is going to be taken away. These niggas think they're going to be working forever. We all about to be broke as hell. We all about to be jobless. We all about to be homeless at one point. You see? But see, that's why the Lord got us steadfast and unmovable now, going through these things now, right? So when those things come upon us, it's just another day for us. But see, these niggas going to go buck crazy. They're not going to have the stability of thy times, man, because they didn't have the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? And we can't force nobody at the end of the day. We're not here to force nobody out here. We're not here to put it against your own will, man. It's all of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, whether it's for you to receive this word or not. Okay? Let's grab this. This is he said I ain't got no time, right? Let's go to Luke 14. This is Luke 14 and in 1 second, Salakia. The 13 or 14. I know it's one of these. I'm passing right by. Began to make excuses, KJV. Yeah, Luke 14. I was right. I was passing right by that shit. This is Luke. Right? This is Luke 14 and let's take it from this is 7. Luke 14 and 7. And he put forth a parable to those which were, damn, I gotta put this shit down, bro. This shit killing me, boy. Holding this shit up got me fucking. Put my shit up. Hold on, real quick. Judgment. Here goes them sirens. Judgment. Yes, sir. Paramedics. So this is 14 to 7. It says, and he put, make sure my head open. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. And he that bid thee and him come, that's a lot. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may sit unto thee, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. For whatsoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Then said he also to him that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brethren, neither thy kinsmen, nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and recompense be made thee. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, and the blind, and thou shalt be blessed. And see, that's who the Lord deals with, man. The Lord deals with the forlorn, man. Those that are without hope, all right? Those that you least expect, okay? The Lord not dealing with these niggas that's popular and have it all, okay? The ones that are proudful, that's not who the Lord dealing with. He's dealing with those that are broken with a contrite spirit, you see? It says, but when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, and the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee. For thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. And when one of them sat at meat with him, heard these things, he said unto him, blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many. Yeah, many are called, all right, but few are going to be chosen. And sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, and for all things are now ready. Okay, and that's what we're doing. All right, we're coming out here and we're telling you, trying to bid you to the marriage supper of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, telling you, listen, the Lord got all things ready. Okay, the Lord got things prepared unto us. All right, as a matter of fact, let me grab this precept to go with that. This is 2nd Ezra's 8 and 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plentiness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end it showed the treasure of immortality. You see, and that's what we tell these people, man. When we come out here, we're preparing them, letting them know that, listen, man, the Lord got a kingdom ready for you, man. Lord, we ain't got to do this work no more. We ain't got to suffer out here no more. You know, everything is about to be made new. Okay, but see, these people love hell. Misery loves company, so they love staying stuck in that damn hellhole. All right. It says, let's go back to, oh shit. Let's go back to Luke 14, right? And 17. And the servant sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray, have me excused. All right. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. And see, this is the same thing that these people do today. You know, oh, I ain't got no time, bro. I gotta go to my job, or I gotta, you know, I'm in the middle of my job and do this, you know, oh nah, yo, I gotta get to my wife, you know, my wife is on my ass, you know, she telling me to get home, all of that, man. Same exact, those 3 excuses were used for a reason, man. And it was 3 excuses given. Why? Because that 3 represents understanding, you see? So we understand today, all right, that these people have thousands of excuses of why they can't turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? But we also have understanding on this side that we cannot be given excuses to turn to the Lord. The Lord said, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, man. To not put off from day to day, for sudden destruction cometh upon you. Okay? So we cannot be in that spirit of giving 1,000 excuses of why you can't turn to the Lord, man. You got to cast your burdens upon the Lord, and the Lord sustains you. He sustains you with everything you need. He'll make it possible for you, all right, to be able, whatever it is that you lose on this side, the Lord gonna make up for it through this word, man. He gonna make up for it in the kingdom. Everything you lose on this side for his name's sake is gonna be given to you 100-fold. It's gonna be given back to you and 100-fold. You see? You lose your family, you're gonna have a bigger family. You lose a wife, you're gonna have thousands of wives. You lose your kids, you're gonna have thousands of kids, man. I would say your job, but we ain't gonna have no job in the kingdom, man. But see, you lose your job here, but the Lord gonna give you no work in the kingdom. You're gonna be able to be the boss. That's better than having work. The Lord gonna make you a boss in the kingdom where you're gonna have slaves working under your ass. The same way Esau got you working under him is the same thing that's gonna be given to you. You see? That's why I be quick to say fuck a job. Like, do we gotta make money to eat? Yeah. But see, the Lord made it to the point where I done lost my jobs, right? Plenty of times. To this day, I still ain't got a fucking job. 2.5 years, I ain't had no damn job. But you know what? The Lord always found a way for me to make it happen. I make little side jobs, content with the money that comes in for me to just get by. You know? I have intelligence to make, necklaces, and I always find a way to make some type of bread, man. But being able to still get out here and serve the Lord through the Spirit, you see? So that's a testimony within itself, showing you that, man, you might lose that shit, you might lose a job, but by serving the Lord gonna make you realize he gonna show you that you got many talents, you know. Next thing you know, you're doing something and you making money off of it. Now you just got to make sure that you balance yourself. Don't let that shit take over you, because making money, right, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Now you start worrying about your money more and more, and you forget about the word of the Lord, when you're supposed to constantly be putting spiritual money in your bank account. You see? At the end of the day, if you ain't got a job, man, it is what it is. Doing the work of the Lord is getting you paid. Doing the work of the Lord is putting that money in that bank account. So when the Lord come back, all right, he's going to look at your bank account and say, damn, this nigga wealthy in faith. You know, he got something to show for it. His bank account chunky. You see? That's how you got to have it, man. Right? So every single one of these was given an excuse, all right, to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, why they couldn't turn to him. Okay? Let's see what it says. It says, and another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry. See, the Lord becomes angry when you turn away from his word. Because what's the scriptures tell you in Psalms? All right, let's grab that. This is Psalms 2 and 12. All right. Psalms 2 and 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are all they that put their trust in him. You see? Because that's what he ultimately wants you to do. When Yahweh Shai came to his two brothers, what did he tell them, right? Right? They put down they put down their shit real quick, right? With no problem. All right. That's how you got to be in that same spirit. Okay. They were being fishermen, right? And they put down their shit real quick to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because they put their full trust in the Lord at the moment. You see? That's the same thing with us. You know? When the Lord calls you, see, you only get one calling into this thing, man. So you're supposed to tend to the Lord right away when he calls you, if you're of the elect, okay? But see, these niggas get called every day, and they get many chances to get called. Because a lot of these people pass through here all the time. Same faces passing by, right? And that's just chances after chances that the Lord is constantly giving to you, man. And then all of a sudden, you just never see them actually come and ask a question and come and be curious, you see? And then after a while, those chances, they get, you lose those chances, man. And that's why the Lord goes on to the next man, to the next man. You'll always be replaced. Okay, well, he ain't wanted. Well, then the next man gonna come and grab you. Okay? Remember, 1 out of every 3 Israelites is gonna receive this truth. Okay? So what you don't do, another man will do it, man. He will take your place. Okay? So it says, kiss the son, lest he be angry. Okay, matter of fact, let's say it's a NLT. Submit to Yahweh's royal son, or he will become angry and ye will be destroyed in the midst of all your activities. Nigga out here, I ain't got no time to do this. Or while you putting that salt down, the Lord could come and destroy this place right now. And while your ass is throwing that last grain of salt, the Lord take your spirit right then and there, man. That's why you have to turn to the Lord when you are called into this thing, man. And the only reason I asked him to learn such because he came around here 3 times. That's understanding, nigga. You see? But you didn't understand. So see, that's gonna fall upon your own head because I ain't gonna see him again. That's the damn sure. You know what I mean? Them niggas work during the day. They're only out here in the nighttime because of what? Because of the snow right now. Salakia. Right? So it says, Salakia, it says, submit to Yahweh's royal son, or he will become angry, and you will be destroyed in the midst of all your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant. Yeah, because he's a jealous power, man. So what happens when when something happens to us and we get jealous about it, right? Right away we get angry. We get stirred up real quick. Well, this is the same thing with the Lord, man. He gets flared up when somebody doesn't want to listen to his word. Okay? And that's why eventually he brings what? He brings judgment upon people, man. He brings the death angels upon you because he shows his wrath and indignation, right? Because he's angry at you. Okay? And if you're of the elect, he'll do something to get your attention and preserve you. You see? And then draw you close. But what joy for all who take refuge in him. You see? So it's joy unto us to turn to the Lord. Okay? So going back to Luke 14, right? It says, so that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. Why? Because many are called, but few are chosen, man. All right. It says, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. See, that's why we on these highways and hedges on a daily basis, man, to the best of our ability, man. At least once, you got to at least be out here once a week. If you could do more than that, hey, kudos to you. All right, may Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah continue to, put that spirit on you, man. Don't slow down. When a nigga tell you, y'all, you doing too much work, yo, chill out, relax, you know what I'm saying? It's a balance. Man, I look at you crazy as hell when you say that shit. I mean, because you're right. There is a balance to these things, but nigga, not in my book. All right, there ain't no balance when it comes to you serving the Lord, man. All right, the scriptures tell you, let's grab that. This is Ecclesiasticus 43. Remember, every man is given to him his own measure. All right. So if the Lord got me out here, it's through the Spirit. All right. This is 43 and 30. Ecclesiasticus. When ye glorify the Lord Yahweh Shai, exalt him as much as you can. For even when Salaka, for even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt and put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. Yeah, you can never say it's enough. Enough is enough. Nah, there ain't no enough when it comes to serving the Lord, man. I might not be here tomorrow. Okay? Matter of fact, scriptures tell you that. Boast not in what a day, boast not in tomorrow, KJV. Yeah, Proverbs 27:1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Shit, you might not be here tomorrow, bro. So you know what? For the time being that I know that we're close to this thing, shit, I'm gonna be out here as much as I can. My ass ain't working right now. My ass gonna be out here as much as I can to the best of my ability, whatever the Lord allows. You see? So if you tell me to slow down, nigga, I'm gonna look at you crazy as hell. I don't care if you think that I shouldn't be doing more work than you or not, you know, because you got a lot of niggas that are like that too, man. A lot of brothers be thinking they get jealous when they see brothers doing more work than them, you know. They get all, you know, they get their panties in a bunch, you know, and then want to come and tell you to slow down. Like, nigga, you trying to fuck up the Lord's spirit in me, man. Like, what you doing? You see? Maybe you should try to find a way to get out there even more. You know, if you need help and you need encouragement, I will gladly encourage the next brother to go out there and do it as much as they can, you know. But you'll get certain people that they get jealous of people, you know, or because they got a name on them and you don't, and you doing more work than them. It's like you can't do more work than them. Nah, man, fuck that. We out here to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. There's no stopping to this thing, man. Okay, the same way the Lord said, pray without ceasing. Yeah, well, the same thing with these works, man. You got to be out here as much as you can because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. You know, I might not have the chance to do it tomorrow. So I'm going to try to make up as much as I can. You know, what we have to balance ourselves is with, meaning you got to do some reading, you got to do some praying, you got to do some fasting. But when it comes to doing the work of the Lord and preaching, nah, there ain't no stopping in that. You know, for brothers that's out there continually nonstop on the block, you know, hey man, kudos to you. Keep pushing the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And even if you're not out there nonstop on the block, hey, but you're doing the will of the Lord and you presenting your body as a living sacrifice, well, hey, kudos to you too. You see, because that's just the measure that was given onto you through the Spirit, you know. But some brothers have different spirits. We all have different spirits, but we have the same like minds, right? We're all serving the same power, you know. We're all doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's what it's really about. Okay, it's doing the will of the Lord. Okay, we're not to be on that in the spirit of I'm better than the next man. Nah, it ain't nothing about that, you know. Because it's about this doctrine at the end of the day, man. It's always been about the doctrine. It's not about what the next man is doing. Because that's another thing. A lot of niggas is worrying about what the next man is doing instead of serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're too caught up in looking at these other fucking camps, you know, that you already know they're fucking heretics. After one or two admonitions, you reject these niggas, but y'all, certain people still dealing with these camps. Like, fuck them. Let the Lord deal with them, man. Because we're here to be doing one thing, prophecy, the spirit of prophecy and bringing out the word of the Lord, all right, in unity with the same doctrine. If you got the same doctrine, all right, it shouldn't matter about what the hell the next man is doing. It shouldn't matter about what name is in front of their name, okay? We have the same doctrine, so we're all in the body together. We're all in the body of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? And there's not to be what? No schisms. Okay? You got the call just went out. Niggas don't want to deal with non-affiliates no more. That shit don't bother me. You ain't gonna stop me from doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? To me, that sound like a bunch of bitch assness. You see? Because again, it's not about what your name is about the doctrine of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? So we are all one body. Okay? As a matter of fact, when you go into that word affiliate, right? Let's go into that real quick. Right? When you go into that word affiliate, right? Affiliate goes into, in the Blue Letter Bible, right? I mean, in the Word Etymology Online, right? Affiliate goes into bring into close association, to adopt the son. Are we not sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai? Judgment going out right now. Are we not the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai? If we're all in the same doctrine, right, preaching the same thing in one accord, but we got different names, right? Well, what's the problem? Okay, we have the same doctrine, so it's all about Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because at the end, when all hell break loose, you're gonna have to work out your own salvation anyway. When all hell break loose, nobody's gonna be thinking about what name you had in front of you. You're gonna have to work out your salvation. You're gonna have to remember the doctrine and the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see? So an affiliate needs to bring into close association. Or we're not trying to bring everybody that's of the elect closer to the association of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? So it's about the body. Okay? Matter of fact, let's grab that. Right? You go to 1 Corinthians 12. This is 1 Corinthians 12. And 12. For as the body is one, right? So we all have the same doctrine, the same names, bringing out the same spirit of prophecy, because that's the only thing that matters is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, we're supposed to be prophesying about the Lord's coming and what's to come, not worrying about what the fuck the next nigga's doing. Okay, not worrying about these camps that we know they ain't got the word. Okay, and they fucking up year after year after year after year. It's like niggas run out of videos to do, so they just start dealing with these niggas all over again. Like, just let this is why we still here, because of shit like that. You see, if we would just get off of that part and just do the will of the Lord and prophesy, I'll guarantee you we would have been out of here a long time ago already. But because niggas is still on that bullshit, worrying about heretics, all right, and not rejecting them, you see, that's why we still here. It says, for as the body is one. Okay, so having this word and this having the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you are one with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? And has many members, man. You're gonna have members from all over. Okay, we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I guarantee you, there's people, all right. There's people that y'all don't even fucking know about that have this word and are preaching the word out there in sincerity and in truth. And you never heard of them a day in your life. You see? It says, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is a Mashiach. For by one spirit are we all baptized into one body. See, through one spirit, we're all baptized into this word. And how we're baptized, right? Through the word, right? Through the word of Yahweh. Now you are cleansed by the word which I have preached unto you. Okay? That's what the true baptism is. Taking this book and putting it all over your head, all right? And letting Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai give you this knowledge and wisdom, right? Cleanse yourself with the word. It says, for by one spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, okay? Whether you be the circumcision or the uncircumcision, but your job is to come back to the Lord, right? And do the will of the Lord, which is your reasonable service. You know, with all this going on right now, no affiliates or you are affiliated. I was talking to a brother earlier, and it's just like, that shit is just like it's just like when Paul was going to the Gentiles and you had all the circumcised being pissed off at Paul, all right, because he was dealing with the uncircumcised. You see? And he was trying to return them back to the Lord. And the Lord is the one that put the Spirit on them to do that. Him and Barnabas, right? And that's what their job and their duty was. So we're supposed to be in that. It's like being repeated all over again through the Spirit. You know, you got right now the circumcised against the uncircumcision. All right, but not realizing that, man, it's not about us. It's not about names. It's about Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and preaching his doctrine. Ain't none of you niggas, all right, made up this doctrine. It all came from Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So that's the spirit that you're supposed to be in. Prophesying, the shit getting wet. Prophesying the spirit of prophecy. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. The spirit of prophecy is what matters. Nothing else. Okay? It says, whether we be bond or free and have been made to drink into one spirit. Yeah, we're all drinking of the same cup as long as we're doing. See, you rebuke a nigga once or twice when they going off. Okay? And that's it. If they don't get it, then move on. You can't say if you don't get it, then we're gonna move on to the next one. But then y'all keep going backwards to the same people, same bullshit. You see? So it says, for by one spirit are we baptized into one body, whether we be Gentiles or Jews, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? You see? And the way it's going out is just like, it's like saying, all right, well, if you don't got a particular name on you, well, then you're not of the body. What the hell you mean? Okay? But again, don't let these things, brothers that are non-affiliates, don't let these things bother you, man. That's why I put non-affiliates, sincere non-affiliates that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, just keep preaching the word. Don't let that shit bother you. Because sometimes things go out like that through the spirit just to wheedle people out, to see who are really true believers and who not. Because see, that's going to get a lot of people offended and get into their heads. And then people that are non-affiliates, they might just be like, oh man, I ain't fucking doing this shit no more then. You see? But see, something like that, I can read it through the spirit. I can see what's going on. That shit ain't going to bother me. That shit going to make me go harder. Okay? And it should make you brothers to go even more harder. Okay? Don't let that shit bother you and brainwash you, man, and cause confusion upon your head. Because you got to remember the mission and you got to remember what we're here for. We're here to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We're not here to put our confidence in man. Okay? Don't let a man make you fall out this truth. Don't let no man make you fall out this truth. Okay? It's about Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? So it says, matter of fact, let me grab this. This is woo, them fingers is frozen, boy. Give me 1 second. Yeah, what's that scripture where it says don't cause the reverence of a man to make you fall? Oh, Ecclesiasticus. Right? Ecclesiasticus 4:22. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. See? We don't put our trust in no man. We don't put our confidence in man. We're going to put our trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because that's what it's been about this whole time. It's been about the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? Remember, we have come into other men's labors, and ultimately we have come into the labors of Yahweh Shai. You see? So we have to keep pushing, all right, and not worry about things like that, man. Right? It says, and refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. You see? So at the end of the day, all right, don't let nobody cause you to fall, man. You just keep preaching the word of the Lord as long as you're doing it in sincerity and truth. And if you're not, the Lord gonna put the spirit on brothers to eat your ass up. You see? And it ain't even gonna be so much the brothers eating you up. It's gonna be the spirit of the Lord that eats you up. That's gonna expose you. You see? And then once they're exposed, all right, Lord, either that person repent and the Lord gonna have compassion on them, or that person just gonna completely fall away, and then that's it. You ain't gotta worry about his ass no more. Let him go confuse who he's supposed to confuse, because that's the will of the Lord. The Lord is gonna take his sheep, man. The Lord is gonna take the elect and make sure that they do not fall away from the word. Okay? So, again, it ain't about none of us but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? So let's get back to 1 Corinthians 12 and 14. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, am I not of the body? Is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now has Yahweh set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it has pleased him. You see, as it has pleased him. So if you see brothers out here diligently doing the work of the Lord, all right, maybe more than others, well, then that's just what's pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's the spirit that the Lord got in that brother. Okay? And you should what? You should respect that brother, just like you respect anybody else that's in your crew. Okay? It's just that plain and simple, man. Because it's about the unity. It's about the love of brethren. That pleases the Lord. If you hate your brother, what does the scripture say? Well, then you consider the murderer. Right? You're not supposed to be in that spirit. You're in the spirit of Cain. Okay? But it's about the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And that's how we come together through the spirit. Now, if niggas is going off, again, yeah, it's going to be shown through the spirit. Okay? The Lord going to expose, like he's always been exposing those that are not in the spirit and those that don't really believe. Okay? And it's still going to be a year of sellouts and apostasy and agents. And we're going to let the Lord do his work to show who is the ones that truly believe and who's still out there doing the will of the Lord, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, man. Okay? It says 12 and 17. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now has Yahweh set the members, every one of them, in the body as it has pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again to the head, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more, those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. And our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need but Yahweh. Okay? It doesn't say man. It doesn't say a particular group. Okay? It says, but Yahweh has tempered the body together. Okay? Having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. Okay? That there should be no schisms in the body. Okay? No schisms, no confusion. Okay? Those that are doing the will of the Lord together, all right, we are all one body, whether you like it or not. And in due time, the Lord going to show you that. Okay? It says, but that there should be no schisms in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. And whether one member suffer, all members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now ye are the body of Hamashiach. See, now ye are the body of Hamashiach and members in particular. Okay? And Yahweh has set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after the miracles, then gifts of healings. After that, miracles, gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. You see? So we all have different gifts, all right? But regardless of the gift that we have, if we all in the same doctrine and the same belief, okay, and we're moving all in one accord, we are all part of that body, right? It says, are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. You see? So at the end of the day, man, it ain't about none of that, man. Y'all should be worried and focused about Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah and preaching this prophecy. Because see, all that shit just does is just make people start worrying about shit they ain't got to be worrying about, all right? And now you start straying away from prophecy. You see? Starting a whole controversy and a whole bunch of confusion. You know what I'm saying? When we should just be settled on just Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Why? Because we at the end of this thing. This thing is about to end. Okay? So what we're supposed to be doing more than ever is making sure that we're preparing everybody for the battle. Preparing everybody for what's to come. You see? Let's see what brother's got here. This is Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, and therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Yeah. He's supposed to be sitting here being jealous of other people. You know, that's a fucking female trait. That's a bitch trait. That's why the Lord said it is a grief for a woman to be jealous of another woman. Why? Because that's a female trait. All right. And honestly, you know what? Let me take that back, because the ones that are supposed to be jealous is men when it comes to, you know, to your woman, you know, when it comes to Yahweh being Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It becomes jealous to us when we don't do the work of the Lord. But it ain't for you niggas to get jealous. If a nigga don't want to do the work of the Lord, that's his loss. That's his salvation he threw away. Let him be. You see? Don't bid him Godspeed and keep it moving. We still got a mission and we still got a job to do. Oh, shit. Right? It says, how much more Yahweh Yahweh Shah? That's right. Right? It says men's want to be more concerned about being affiliated with Yahweh, concerned about be affiliated with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yeah, exactly. Want to be worrying about who the hell we more affiliated with instead of being affiliated with the Lord and his will. You see? Again, all that shit, man. Listen, the Lord do his things in mysterious ways, man. The Lord gonna wheedle out who he gotta wheedle out to begin with. And that's why I say you can't worry about things like that when they say, because some things are said through the Spirit just to see how people react, just to see what you're gonna do, just to see who's gonna be offended and fall out the truth or something like that. But see, if you listening to shit like that, boy, then that means that you're not really about Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Because you're supposed to eat it, chew it, right, and spit it out. That's it. It's either gonna make or break you. It's gonna either make you fall away or it's gonna make you go harder. Okay? That shit don't bother me. I'm gonna still get my double honors. You see? I'm gonna still say, hey, shalom to brothers. You see? which double honors goes into you actually paying double, okay? When it comes to tithes, all right? But I'm gonna still give. Why? Because I was taught that through the men. You see, if I go off, I learned only from one particular people. If I go off, well, then that means something you must have taught wrong. You see, but that's not how I look at it. I'm gonna still give respects. I'm gonna still give double honors. I'm gonna still give my shalawams. I'm gonna still keep pushing the word of the Lord because that's all that matters. We're here to work out our own salvation at the end of the day. All right. And then you know what? Through the brotherhood, through the spirit, hey, I link up with brothers. I talk to brothers. You know, I make sure brothers is good, and that's all we could do. Okay. Because at the end of the day, when all hell break loose, ain't nobody gonna be remembering about none of that. All y'all gonna be remembering about is Lord willing, that the Lord show you mercy, that get you out of these things that we're about to come upon. You see, that the Lord, have mercy in the time of Jacob's trouble. The Lord have mercy in the time of the hour of temptation. You see, that's what matters. Okay. The elect been affiliated since the beginning. Exactly. We've always been affiliated. As a matter of fact, let's grab that. This is John 17. Take it from 17 and 6 in John. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them. You see, we have received them through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because it was meant for us to get them. Right? It says, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they had believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me. For they are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. You see, that they may be one as we are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. And now I come to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them. You see, that's what it's supposed to be about, man. All right. Because then you'll have people, they'll come out and be like, all right, well, we're the most hated. All right, well, it's one thing for you to be the most hated for Yahweh's sake. All right, because we're all hated for bringing out the word of Yahweh for Yahweh's sake. But then there's another thing of you being most hated because y'all dickheads, or you being stupid, or you just saying dumb shit that don't mean nothing, don't matter. That's not edifying and prophesying to the body. You see? So you got to be hated for Yahweh's sake at the end of the day. Okay? Not worrying about, people start looking for the feelings of the world. Like, fuck these people of the world, bro, that we don't care about none of them. Again, it's about one particular thing. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua getting his will done so we can get the hell up out of here. Okay? Don't make yourself hated, all right, for saying dumb shit. Make yourself hated because we're preaching the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right? It says, I have given them thy word, and the world hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. Excuse me. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. You see, it's about the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's how you know if you have the truth or not. By preaching the word that was taught to us. And we were all taught from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. And then Yahweh Shai picked his 12, and then that's what gave the word out. You see? But it all comes from one person, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I sent them into the world. And for their sakes, I sanctify myself, that they might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me, through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. You see? So that's what it's about. Again, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus 4:22. That's coming out through the Spirit twice. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. All right? Not putting your confidence in man, right? But we're putting our confidence in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's it. Okay? Stick to the plan. Stick to what you've been taught. You can't say one thing one time, and then you're going to try to switch it up later. Okay? Which is crazy, because I thought that, you know what? Let me keep my mouth shut. It says, and refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. You see? So again, man, listen, man. I ain't in for the shenanigans. I ain't in for none of that shit. All right? I'm here to preach the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and make Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai continue to allow me to preach this word, and make me stronger every day. And you brothers too, affiliated or not affiliated. As long as those have the true word of Yahweh. ¿Qué pasa, papá? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
Te quiero mucho lo que hablas tú, de ahora en adelante, de Dios.
¿Y qué pasa?
Yo te quiero mucho.
Gracias.
Yo quiero hablar también, pero no puedo. ¿Tú qué me recomiendas? ¿Hablar bien o hablar mal? Porque que si estamos en esto, el otro, ¿qué ocurre al escuchar del Dios?
¿Y qué tú estás diciendo? ¿Que tú estás buscando al Dios?
No.
No.
Yo busco al Dios. Nunca yo busco al Dios.
¿Qué es el nombre del Dios?
No hay nombre de Dios.
Sí hay nombre. Se llama Yahweh. Y Yahweh Shai es el hijo.
Ok.
¿Ah?
Porque tú eres otro. Pero no, el Dios no tiene nombre.
El Dios tiene nombre. ¿Tú tienes un teléfono?
El Dios no tiene nombre.
¿Tú tienes teléfono?
Solamente se llama Jesucristo, el Hijo único de Dios,
no y
no tiene nombre de Dios.
Jesucristo no es el nombre de él. ¿Tú tienes un teléfono? Yo te voy a dar un canal de uno de los hermanos que hablan de lo que yo estoy hablando, pero ellos hablan en español.
Sí,
si tú quieres aprender.
Pero Dios no tiene nombre.
Él tiene un nombre. Tú tienes un nombre, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ok, cuando tú naciste te dieron un nombre, ¿verdad?
Pero con Jesucristo.
Lo mismo con el Dios y el Hijo de él.
Jesucristo.
El Hijo se nació
¿Tú
como...
conoces a Jesucristo?
Mira, papá.
Jesucristo es el único hijo de Dios y no hay nadie más que lo pueda
Mira,
superar.
yo no voy a hablar mucho, pero lo voy a decir.
Igualmente,
Si tú
amén,
quieres
amén.
aprender, te doy el canal. Si no,
Amén, amén. Pero si tú sabes que el hijo único, porque aparte de Jesucristo, hubo muchos hijos y todos.
yo entiendo lo que tú estás diciendo,
y que
pero no, ese
otra,
no es el nombre de él, papá.
que todos.
Ya, él
Hay que
tiene
no
nombre.
perderlo.
Tú estás diciendo que no
Porque-
tiene un
porque-
nombre, pero lo estás llamando a Jesucristo.
Porque
¿Cómo
me-
es eso fácil?
Porque
Posible.
vendrán muchos profetas, gracias. Vendrán muchos profetas, muchos de que hablan de Dios. Pero mira, somos hijo único de Dios. ¿Cuál es tu Dios? ¿Tú lo conoces a tu Dios?
Mazabach-Seek Yahushai.
¿Conoces
Es
a
el
tu
nombre
Dios?
nosotros somos hebreos. Somos las israelitas de la Biblia.
Por eso.
¿Tú ¿qué tú eres? ¿Mexicano?
Wow.
Yo soy de Nicaragua, pero nosotros tenemos tribus. Tú vienes del tribu de Issachar.
Dios.
Que si tú no
Que
quieres
Dios-
aprender,
que
ok,
Dios
está
te
bien,
bendiga.
está bien.
A ver, sigue hablando.
All right.
A ver,
So going back, niggas don't want to learn. Try to give them a quick lesson, right? But anyway, going back to this word, right? This is prophecy playing out. Beautiful times we are in. Akia, that's right. Prophecy always gonna play out through the spirit, because that's what it's about. Prophecy. We're in the spirit of prophecy, man. So prophecy gonna play out the way it plays out through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's will. Oh, this nigga bugged out. Shit. I didn't think that nigga was that bugged out. He's screaming down the street now. He didn't want to learn. He want to tell me that the Lord don't have a name, but he calling him Jesus Christ. I told him, I said, how you gonna say the Lord ain't got a name when I gave him the name, but you gonna call him Jesus Christ? So if he didn't have a name, he should have just came with no name at all. But see, that's how people be bugged out. Try to give them a little jewel real quick, right? Teach them a little something. Teach them that, you know, you're from the tribe of Issachar, you know. Because at first I didn't even know what the hell he was trying to say. I thought he was trying to, it sounded like he was trying to say he was trying to search for the truth, you know, but then he just went left with it. That's because he probably bent. You know how scriptures talk about Ephraim, man. Ephraim is a drunkard, right? The whole northern kingdom, all right, they be a bunch of drunks, man. It's all spiritual, you know. But see, that's the thing. Our people don't want to learn the word of the Lord, man, because they too caught up in some everyday lifestyles, some bullshit that got nothing to do with something, man. That got nothing to do with nothing, as a matter of fact. This is Ephesians 1:4. According as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. That's right. You see? So at the end of the day, the Lord has chosen his men to come out here and preach the word of the Lord. And those that are false prophets, those that are not meant to be out here, it's going to show through the spirit. Eventually, the Lord going to wheedle them out anyway. You know, he's going to weed them out. But the ones that are meant to be here, they're going to stand strong all the way to the end, all right, until the Lord cleaves our tongues to the roof of our mouths, right? And he makes us go home, man. You see? And he puts us, you know, and he hides us from the world. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're going to do. We're going to end up being hid from the world, right? Because the prudent man foreseeth the evil and he hide himself. So how is the Lord going to do that? He's going to hide us from the rest of this world, right? When it's all in trouble, you know? When it's about to be meeting his judgment, okay? And ultimately, it's going to be when we get beamed up into them chariots, you know, for being true believers of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, and that's what matters. All right, that's what we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, is preaching this prophecy and preaching the coming of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, not worried about what the next man is doing, because you got to leave that up to the Lord, man. The Lord gonna always expose those that are not his. All right. But through the spirit, all right, like we just read in John 17, man, the elect, all right, is going to be known who is the elect. You're going to be able to tell by their fruits. You're going to be able to tell by them bringing out the word on a constant basis, man, day and night, all right, hitting the highways as best as they can, all right, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, man, because that's what it's about. That's the reasonable service, all right? So if you're doing that, okay, and you're doing it in sincerity and truth, and you have the correct doctrine, okay, then none of that other shit matters, man. Keep preaching the word, keep pushing the word, keep being strong, keep being diligent, all right? And Lord willing, you know, as prisoners of hope, we receive those rewards and benefits that the Lord has for us, man, in store. You see? Verse 5, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. See? And that's what it's about, man. All right? We are predestinated and we are adopted into this truth, man. It's the spirit that bears witness that we are the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? It's going to shine through us, man. All right? It's going to shine through our faces. Okay? This is Romans 8:29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Yeah, the first fruits of labor, man. Gonna be those that you know opened up the matrix, man. The first ones that the Lord saw fit, all right, and worthy for him to receive the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and then go out there and preach it through the Spirit, okay. And that's going to be the 144,000. Those are the only ones that can preach the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're the only ones that can sing that song. Okay. And then you have the men, women, and children that are believers. Okay. This is Romans 8:30. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. That's right, you see. And at the end of the day, going with that, who shall be able to separate us from the love of Hamashiach, man? That should be your mindset on a daily basis, man. Okay? That nothing separates you from the love of Hamashiach. Okay? Let's grab that. Finish that up on there. This is Romans 8:35. Yo, that nigga was bugged out. That nigga started screaming down the street. This is Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Yeah, because you got to have complete love with the Lord, man. All right? That's why you can't be lukewarm in this thing, man. That's why you got to make sure that you always preaching the word of the Lord to the most of your ability, man. Non-stop. Okay? Because that's going to be your salvation, man. You see? And we got to and remember to have charity amongst ourselves. You see? You can have hey, man, you can have the truth. You can have 100% truth and be out in the highways and hedges. But if your ass ain't got no charity, nigga, you ain't shit. Because charity is important, man. Charity among the brethren, right? Among the brotherhood, the unity that we have, right, is important to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. So you can have 100% truth and be on the highways and hedges all day long, preaching the word, you know, bringing out prophecy. But if your ass ain't got no charity, nigga, you off. You off like a motherfucker. That's it, plain and simple. All right. And that's what thus saith the Lord. It's not what I say. It's not my personal opinion. All right. It's what the Lord said, man. Charity is important. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see if I grab a couple of scriptures off of that. All right. But let me finish this up. 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature. Are we not considered creatures? You see? Are we not considered creatures unto the Lord? The Lord said, go and preach the gospel unto every creature. Okay? So he's talking about man. So no man, all right, shall be able to separate us from the love of Hamashiach, man. Okay? You have to make sure that you stay steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because that's the only thing that matters, man. It's not about what the next nigga doing, all right? It's not about what a nigga think about you. Again, fear not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, right? Not worrying about what a nigga got to say, all right? You just keep your eyes and focusing on the mission, man. That's what matters, okay? So it says, nor creature, right, shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You see? Shalom, sister Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 13:2. And it says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. Woo! You see, that's through the spirit. You see? So you can have prophecy, you can have all the truth in the world, you can say all this shit, all right? But if you ain't got charity among the brethren, all right, that really truly believe, you see, that are non-affiliates that believe in the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Well, then you're nothing at the end of the day, because that's what's important to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is the brotherhood. All right. What did the Lord say? Let brotherly love continue, right? So we're supposed to be in unity with brotherly love with those that really truly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and that are doing the will of the Lord, presenting their bodies as living sacrifices out there, you know, bringing out the lessons on a daily basis, all right, on the same manner that everybody else is doing, right? That's important to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Let me see. Charity. Let's go into a couple of verses of charity. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 13:1. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I become as sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries, going back to what the brother had, and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. You see? You can present your body as a living sacrifice all you want. No charity, hey, the Lord looking at you sideways, man. Okay? Let's grab... Man, that whole chapter is fire, right? This is 14:1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. Why? Because it's about prophesying, man. Okay? God damn. It's about prophesying at the end of the day. All right? The spirit of prophecy. That's what that's the testimony of Yahweh Shai, that it is the spirit of prophecy. All right? This is 3:14. Colossians. And above all these things, all right? Let me grab that. This is 3:12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do you. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. You see? So charity is an important thing. You see? If you got quarrels, hey, and brothers be having quarrels against each other and be in the same camps. Matter of fact, there'd be a lot of shit that be going on in camps that you don't even fucking hear about. but you hear it through the Spirit through other brothers. You see, because there's no such thing as everybody being perfect. There's shit going on behind closed doors that we know about, that we hear about. We might not see it, you know. There's things that's going behind closed doors, but because it's a particular name on you or something, they might not bring it out because they're trying to save the name and make sure that the name don't look bad. But see, you got to remember one thing: Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is always watching, man. Always recording things, man. The angels are recording daily, all right? Going back up and down to the Lord, telling them what's going on behind closed doors, man. And that's speaking for me and myself first and foremost, man. I've done shit, you know, that I ain't had to, and I know that the Lord recorded. So if you think that for one second things don't be going out through the Spirit, or they're gonna come out through the Spirit, best believe that, man. All right, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is always watching what's going on, man. Okay, so you ain't fooling nobody but yourself at the end of the day. Okay, and I'll tell you straight up, you know, a lot of people don't like to say certain things because of an order. You know, man, if you hey, justify not the wicked. All right, I'll tell you that. If shit is wicked and it's going down, all right, you're not supposed to justify that, because he that justified the wicked, right, is both an abomination unto the Lord. All right. And I've heard stories, and I've heard a lot of shit before. A lot of shit going on behind closed doors. I done seen it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? But certain people won't say shit because a certain order. Man, don't be no bitch-made ass niggas that don't want to talk, all right, when you see certain things because you're trying to hold a certain order, all right? When what's wrong is wrong. What's a spade is a spade. That's point blank, period. Plain and simple, you know? Again, that's what helps us grow anyway, you know? Admitting and taking accountability for the shit that you done did, you know? If you got to put yourself out there and make yourself look stupid, well then, hey, that's something that the Lord would appreciate. I'll tell you that, all right? Because you're not being a hypocrite at the end of the day. So sometimes we might go off and you might have to come out and say it and make yourself look stupid as hell. But don't try to hide yourself. Or if you brothers see something going down and you don't want to say something because of a particular order, well then you going the fuck off. Plain and simple, right? This is first. This is Ecclesiasticus 17 and 22. This fucking damn. I will never bring this damn shit again. This is actually it's not even. This is Ecclesiasticus 17 and 22. It says the alms of a man is as a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of man as the apple of the eye, and give repentance to his sons and daughters. Yep. This is first Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. That's right. You see, charity cover a multitude of sins. That's why it's important to have that charity. Matter of fact, let's go into that. Definition of charity, word etymology online. See what it says there, right? The word charity comes from caritas, right, in Latin, meaning love, affection, right? Benevolence, alms in the highest Christian love, agape, also referring to organizations providing aid. It says, the concept of selfless love for Yahweh and others. All right. And again, we're not about to be on no, you know, I love you with everybody, man. We're talking about those that are in the unity of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, those that are in the body. All right. We're not about to show no outsiders no love, man. All right. We're not about to sit here and catch a love demon and, you know, you got to have love for everybody. Nah, fuck that. We ain't got no love for all of y'all. All right, but we got love for those that are amongst the body of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, that are in sincerity and truth, pushing the word diligently, all right, bringing out the word and sincerity and the truth. Yeah, I got love for every single one of you. There's no quarrels amongst me or anybody else, you know. Again, I hope the best for every single one of you brothers that's bringing out this word and sincerity and the truth, and may Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai bless you and your households always, you see. But we got to just remember and check ourselves at times. You know, sometimes we get a little puffed up with knowledge. You know, we get a little, niggas getting a little too prideful. You know, again, you know, it's almost like, see what happens is you start dealing with all these other fucking camps that are nobodies, right? That we know they fucking off. And then by dealing with them so much and fucking with them, at one point you start becoming prideful just like they asses do in a different manner. And that's the problem. You dig? And that's why you're supposed to be just doing the will of the Lord and not worrying about shit like that, man. Because without you even realizing, you can end up becoming prideful, all right? Just like these whack-ass cans that we going against, all right? And then it comes in a different manner. It might not come in the same manner that they coming in, all right? But it's going to come in a different manner, all right? And that's why we got to check ourselves and remind ourselves, like, man, listen, man, it ain't about none of that. It's about Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, okay? Prophecies is happening on a daily basis, and this truth, all right, is about it's about to burst in everybody's face, all right? And we're gonna be let's grab that. First John. This is First John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because they knew him not. You see? But see, if we're all in the same mindset, all right, so we know amongst ourselves, we know who we are through the Spirit, Lord willing, you know. But see, to the rest of the world, they didn't know Yahweh Shai not. All right, so that's why they can't understand and perceive who we are through the Spirit. All right, but through us, through the Spirit, we're able to see, all right, you know, kind of have a figuration, if that's a fucking word, all right, a figuration of who might be of the elect, all right, because the scriptures say you should be able to tell by their fruits, man. You should be able to know them by their fruits. All right, a corrupt tree not gonna bring in good fruit. A good tree is not gonna bring in corrupt fruit. So we can tell through the Spirit who's bringing out the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, you know. So, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that has this hope in him, all right, every man that has that same hope in him, right, purifieth himself even as he is pure. You see? So we're considered pure to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's not about just being pure in the sight of men. All right, what the hell is man? All right, it's not about what you think. It's about what Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai sees fit, sees pure. Who he's gonna have compassion on, who he not. Okay, so let the Lord do the judging. All right, at the end of the day, and we do judging. Why? Because the scriptures say that we, as spiritual men, all right, we judge all things. Okay, but no man could judge us. Right? It says that. Let's grab that. He that is spiritual judgeth all things, KJV. This is 1 Corinthians 2:13. It says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. You see? Because at the end of the day, you're going to let the Lord do the judging. See, we could judge the things through the Spirit on these 2/3. We could judge the things through the Spirit, you know, just normal things. That's I could judge him and see that he got a fucked up spirit, you know, he got a demon on him and things like that. But when we're all in the right spirit and we're doing the will of the Lord, ain't nobody could judge us other than Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Because we're all in the same spirit. You see? So that's what I mean. You gotta let the Lord do the judging when it comes to that part. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus 20 and 22. It says, therefore is there 20 and 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of persons overthroweth himself. Woo! You see? The scriptures start flying through the spirit. Agape, all right? Good, will, love, benevolence, brotherly love. Exactly. Okay? And you got to know how to use these words when it's the time to use it. All right? Because the nigga will try to be like, oh, well, these niggas of the world, well, you should brotherly love. You should always show brotherly love. Nigga, if you're not of the will of the, what does the scripture say? He that doeth the will of my father, the same as my brethren, you know, my mother, my father, I mean, my sister, my mother, you see? Because Yahweh turned away his own because they weren't doing the will of the Lord. But see, when that word agape comes into play, when you're doing the will of the Lord together, then yeah, there has to be brotherly love amongst ourselves, man. Okay? And you forgive each other as much as you can. The Lord said you forgive them 77,000 times, right? 77 times if you have to. Okay? As long as they're doing the will of the Lord. All right? Now, if you going the hell off, all right, then that, man, listen, man, the Lord gonna check you. And if you don't listen from there on, well, the Lord gonna separate you. That's straight facts. Okay? But you're not about to sit here and act like you perfect. Ain't none of us perfect out here. We subject to vanity, bro. So we subject to vanity. That already tells you that we're not gonna be perfect. All right, we're striving to be perfect. All right, in the sight of the Lord. Okay, we're gonna put on as the elect, rehearse the righteous acts, right? And we're gonna be as perfect as your Father is as is in heaven. All right, to the best of our ability. Okay, and when we go off, right, you're gonna ask for repentance. You're gonna repent. You're gonna ask for mercy. All right, and then you go back to doing what you're supposed to do. Lord willing, the Lord will have mercy on you. Okay, this is Isaiah. So like I said, Galatians. This is Isaiah 2 and 17. It says, "And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord Yahweh alone." Hold on. Shall be exalted in that day. That's right. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, alone shall be exalted in that day. Okay? And when the Lord is exalted, because he's going to be exalted first, all right, then we will be exalted after that. All right? Lord said, in due time, the Lord shall exalt you. In due time, the Lord shall exalt you. All right? This is First Peter, all right, 5 and 6. Humble yourselves. See, humble yourselves. Therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. You see, so you're going to cast your cares upon the Lord. All right? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You know, so you don't humble yourself, man. You don't want to have charity, man. Well, listen, man. Your adversary, the devil, is seeking around to see who he may devour, and you might be devoured. You might be made an example onto people. That's why you got to fear the Lord, okay? And not be worrying about the next nigga. Worry about yourself. Do the will of the Lord, so your ass don't become an example. You don't want the Lord to make an example out of you, man. That's a scary feeling. That's a scary thing. Okay? Let's grab I'm about to wrap it up. This is this shit crazy. That shit frozen. This is First Timothy 4 and I'll take it from 9. It says, this is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation. Acceptation, yeah. It says, for therefore we both labor and suffer reproach because we trust in the living power Yahweh, who is the Savior of all men, especially of those that believe. These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift which is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continuing them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear. All right, and that's what we do it for. We do it to edify those that believe, all right, so we can save ourselves and those that also hear through the Spirit, man. All right. Let's grab, oh shit. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Woo! Yeah, my shit tripping now. But yeah, I'm gonna close it out through the Spirit anyway. Because my toes is frozen right now. I mean frozen. Woo. Frozen, extra frozen. So's my hand. But hey, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. So with that being, the water brother for tuning in, the water for the scriptures. As always, may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai be upon your households, those that are listening, all right, sincerity and truth, and Lord willing that you will edify. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Qadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well, and the like-minded brothers. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. So the next one, Shalom, keep fighting the good fight of faith, and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You sisters continue to learn the silence, watching the true men of the Lord. And with that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Abba Babal soon. That's right, Mawaz Labah, That's right. Lord willing, this place go down in 2026, and hey, that's what we out here preaching His word for and prophesying for this place to go down into fucking flames, man. All right, so we could get the hell up out of here, all right, and not have to deal with nonsense no more, man. This shit get frustrated through the Spirit. That shit get tired and drains your spirit on a daily basis, man. We get our spirits drained all day long, man. You know, what the scripture say? How's it go? Damn, what was the scripture I got in my mind? It wore out the saints, man. You get worn out through the Spirit. You know, telling you niggas to repent and telling you the same thing over and over and over again. I can imagine the elders and apostles. You know, the elders been doing this for 35 plus years. I know they tired through the Spirit, you know, of saying the same thing. Right? But we're not tired in the sense where we don't want to preach the word of the Lord no more. It's a beautiful thing to preach the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And to those that are in sincerity and truth, man, keep preaching the word. To those that's being knuckleheads and slothful and being a bunch of fucking half-asses, get your ass up or you're going to get left behind. Plain and simple, man. Get that fiery spirit that you had when you first came into the truth. That's what we all should be in. That same spirit when we first learned the truth and you were happy as hell to tell everybody and their mama. You should be in that same exact spirit, you know, all day long, man. And that's what's going to get us the hell up out of here. So with that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah.